Hello, and welcome to the third in my Rainbow Waterfall series. This series is based on a bit of a harebrained idea that I had, that I wanted to create some rainbow waterfalls using different acrylic pouring techniques. This one was originally going to just be a rainbow ribbon pour technique, but embellished. I'm showing you the start of my creative process, which is I'm trying to block in on the canvas how I think it's going to turn out, or how I envision it turning out. You're here on a journey with me, friends, and this one is a doozy. The video is, I think, about 25 minutes, but it actually represents, as you can see already in this bit, I'm speeding through, as it's about 4 and a bit hours worth of footage taken over, I think, 2.5 weeks in total. So yeah, you can see on this one I am currently blacking out where the cliff that the waterfall is going to come through is. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be beautiful. It is amazing and beautiful in the end. And then I'm going to come in with some silver on the top to give some grey definition to the rocks. And everything is going to be fantastic. It is in the end, but we are definitely, dear friends of the channel, going to be going on a bit of a journey today in my creative process. The reason why I haven't chopped out most of this and just shown the end result and the end phases is I want you all to see that even artists as brilliant as myself, and I'm not the most brilliant, there are a lot of artists a lot more brilliant than me, sometimes we fuck up. Sometimes the creative process doesn't go in the way that we thought it would. Sometimes we have to accept what we've got, what we've created, see how it's going to work, and use our creative instincts, really, to take the chaos or the crap that we somehow manage to create and make it beautiful. In the end, I make a piece that I love. It's actually hanging up in my study at the moment. I love it that much. And I'll be very loath to part with it. So this bit's now going to dry, and I'm now going to be layering up the cup, which is going to go purple through to red. Only 6 colours and no silver in between on this one. So, well, yeah, at this point I'm dithering and deciding, and I am going to put some silver in just to start out. That's not just silver paint, it's a silver paint bottle that I have pre-mixed silver paint in. A mixture of CF and CF silver and something else. I can't remember the other brand that's in there, but it's a mix of the two. So I'm starting out there. One day I will learn that when I'm layering up a cup of paint, I need to do it more in the centre of the bit where I'm recording. One day I'll learn that. Today is not that day. I do get better as I'm actually carry on layering the cup. I realise partway through that, oh yeah, I need to move the bit forward. The rainbow waterfall bits, so this part of it, I actually did 3 pieces on the same day. So you can see on the side the paints there in the cup. I haven't done all of that paint just for this one piece. It's actually been, all of that paint's been mixed up for several other pieces that you actually will. You've already seen one, so the blowout, and you'll be seeing the fourth in the series next weekend, and the fifth, well, depending on how that recording came out, because I only actually did that this last week. I did the final piece that I've been meaning to do. And my Surface tablet that I record on actually crashed towards the end, and I haven't seen if the final, if it's actually managed to save the piece or not, the recording or not. So we shall see on that. You may see the fourth and final one later this week. The fourth piece may be later this week, but there may be a fifth recording that will come out in a few weeks' time. So I'm going back in and relayering some more colours into the cup, just because I wanted some more colour to come through on the canvas. I didn't think I had quite enough there. And you will notice that when I layer cups up for ribbon pours, ring pours, or straight pours, I tend to layer them twice, because I'm always aware that some of the colours can get tilted off the canvas, or you might lose them. So in my head it makes sense, at least, to give them 2 chances. And obviously, me being the klutz that I am here, you can see that there was a little bit of spillage on the canvas, and what I'm doing there with my hand is kind of mapping out the route that I'm going to take with the ribbon pour. And I'm also I'm using stirring sticks there, dry ones without paint on, as some guidelines for myself, just kind of reminding myself I don't want to pour past the point where they are, because with me doing so many of these at the same time, I have limited drying space and limited space to record. So if I'm doing, sometimes when I'm doing pieces, I will do them in such a way that the paint doesn't go to the edge of the canvas as part of the plan. So just because then I can dry in different spaces, use some extra space that I've got. So there you can see I'm just being as quick as I can, pouring out the ribbons of colour, and just remembering that I had actually forgotten a bit there, and going out once again with the downwards bit there, and making a bit of a mistake with a little ribbon of colour there, and then coming back in with the lines that I wanted to represent the pool of rainbow water at the bottom of the rainbow waterfall. I had such high hopes for this, but as you can see, with it being a ribbon pour, the colours come out in the order that they come out. So on this one, red, orange and yellow, they are dominating. So I'm not quite getting the rainbow effect that I wanted. So at this point I am standing, I'm looking, I'm just deciding what I like, what I don't like, if the composition is quite there. what I have noticed at this point is the paint has spread out a bit more than I wanted to. So I'm not entirely sure what I'm going to do with it at this point. I'm just kind of trying to tidy up some edges at the top there, and then deciding what I'm going to do next. So, yep, deciding what I'm going to do, if I'm going to tilt it, come through with anything else, and I ended up deciding that I'm going to try tilting just to see how I can get it to work. I tilt a little bit, then realise I'm tilting and basically destroying the gaps that I put in. So I try with the hairdryer a little bit, just to push some paint in some other directions. And ultimately I realise it's kind of a bit of an exercise in futility, and the only way to try and recover the space that I wanted to have was to come in with some kitchen towel just to take some paint off of the canvas and to try and give it as best a chance as I can of turning out how I wanted it. At this point, I know it's not quite right, but I know it's going to be an embellished piece. So I know I'm going to be coming in, and I'm hoping at this stage that I'll be able to come in once it's dried and just repaint in the black areas and just give it a more defined shape. So I'm just trying to give myself the best chance of that by taking some paint off the canvas, but I'm also coming in to create some waves in the pool area and give the direction of travel of the waterfall, because coming in and just embellishing around and creating the shape of it, in my mind at this point, was still possibly viable. But as the whole rainbow hadn't come through, I used the soap and water spray on the paint on the canvas to see if I could force some of the colours through. And some did come through, but I also did create a bit of an unholy muddy mess. And the flashing you just saw was me taking a picture of it. We now cut to about 3 or 4 days later, and the first part of the editing process, where basically I've given up on a lot of it, and I'm going to use the comb to swipe through some rainbow colours that I'm going to put in, just to give, actually to create a rainbow waterfall, believe it or not. I decided to simplify the design as well and not have quite so many bits of rainbow coming down. So I'm going to leave you to some wonderful music whilst you watch the comb swipe happen. And here we are back another few days later. You can see on this piece that I have the word sky written in the corner. The sky isn't normally a green colour. I've at this point decided that I'm going to have a tree canopy in that corner, and I'm about to do that using the Dutch pour method. So I've got a few different methods in this piece. The way that I'm going to get the tree canopy is by mixing a light and dark green. So you've got the illusion kind of the different leaf colours, and just so I can get the exact shape that I want, I'm just finger painting in the green around the edges. So we're at the stage now that I've got the bare bones of the waterfall that I want, and I'm now just embellishing the rest in. What I've decided on the tree, to make it a bit more fabulous and give some highlight to that corner of the piece, is the trunk of the tree, and the limbs that you will see are going to be done in gold. It's Rowney gold, I think. I think it's just Rowney gold. But I don't like that there's not enough highlights and low lights, so I'm coming in and just adding a bit more to the tree canopy, and the blow dryer is not going to cut it particularly, so I end up coming in with the straw and my bald old bonce there that you can see, just while I use the straw to blow out the last few bits. And now I'm giving definition to the shape of the waterfall. It's a mix of black and phthalo blue that I'm using to create the dark colour that I wanted. I think I actually used a bit of verdant green in there as well. And as you can see there, I'm just taking the black out of the bottle on the side. And I'm actually finger paint. I brush paint a lot in, but I also do tend to finger paint quite a bit, and it's definitely what I'm doing here. There will be some other edits that happen off screen, as I didn't manage to capture them on. I did them without recording. This piece had so much work go into it that I ended up doing a few bits in between. So as you can see, I'm blacking out the little gap there and creating a bit of a rock formation, or what I'd imagine is a rock formation, on a few other bits, and going over some of the, just to give some definition and on that bit, just for the limb of the tree to stand out. So you've got the background behind, which is going to be a skyline actually, and you'll see that on the final piece, as I did the final skyline completely off camera. And yeah, just on this bit, it's just blacking out and giving definition to the overall waterfall. But it's not quite as colourful as I want, so I did mix some more paints in. This next section is extremely sped up, as you will see on this bit. I've done quite a bit of adding colours in, and just to create the rainbow illusion that I wanted, and blowing them out, trying to mix them in together to make the ultimate effect look create the ultimate effect that I wanted, without having different colours mix in and muddy with each other, because obviously green and orange together will tend to create a unholy muddy mess. To be honest, I was tempted to call this piece just an unholy muddy mess at several points. It just went in directions that I did not see coming and did not appreciate in the slightest at all. But there you go, it's what happened. This bit that you're seeing here is actually about an hour's worth of recording, I think, in total, including a couple of bits where I paused. And here, this is pure embellishment. I'm literally going in with the colours just to create some extra little mini rainbows. At this point, I'm thinking I'm very clever, doing a red, yellow, orange bit on the side and then a blue and purple and bit on the other side. Then I forgot I didn't put green into the blue and purple bit, so I have to add that in here. But it's a very dark shade of green, so I'm not sure it's going to show up. And then it gets to be a lot thicker than it was, and this is the result. As you can see here, I've added some tree limbs in and some stars. They are actually constellations in there with it, and my word, it looks gorgeous. I love the end result. It's a complete rainbow fantasy waterfall, and it's gorgeous. So thank you for watching. Please like, subscribe, share the video, tell other people that I'm wonderfully bonkers in the stuff that I do, and I will see you all again next time. Bye bye.